So with the market being out of control, I started thinking, what are some of the worst purchases you can make currently? As per usual, we've got a top 10. Beautiful people, what's happening? Welcome to the channel. Make sure to stir it up in the comments. We're getting straight into the honorable mentions. I'm struggling with this new Mendy, and it's not about his ability. For many, he'll be the best in his position, but for a left back, more than 6 million coins. I don't care about the stats. That's outrageous. I'm also struggling, maybe even more so, with this new Vincent company. And I'm not knocking his ability, what can be produced on the virtual pitch. But who has this type of purchase power and then wants to allocate it towards a 91 overall center back? You can buy now for under 6 mil. 500. There it is. Even with a current bid, 5,750,000 coins. He does offer everything you could ask for defensively. Block, intercept, anticipate, slide tackle, bruiser. But still, Rafael Leao, great track record. More than 5 million coins. The math is not mathing. Look at his competition. Let me remind you of a few players. I will even use SBCs because it makes it more attainable in terms of you probably being able to generate the coins plus the players. Eusebio, Sawa, and George Best are similarly priced collectively. We'd have to add up some math. And in fact, I got you covered. Eusebio was 2.4 million coins. George Best was 1.7, and then Sawa was 1.1. So for nearly the identical price of Rafael Leao, in fact, Leao might even be slightly more expensive, you could have collected the ultimate trio of Team of the Year icons, plus Eusebio. Once in a Willian, the purple edition. I'm not even sure this item is real, but the fact that I've never seen him used, there's no way he's worth 1.4, 1.5 million coins. And last of the honorable mentions, KDB, but you're going at the 92, not the Team of the Year, and you're still paying somewhat of a tax or premium because it's Kevin De Bruyne. You can get so much more for your coins if you turn to a market acquisition. On a side note that is related, we started a football channel and we did the origin story of Kevin De Bruyne. If you have not seen the football records, I would highly appreciate you giving it a few minutes. We're doing documentary type work. At number 10, we have Virgil Van Dijk, and I'm talking about his secondary inform. But in theory, either of his inform items, they don't make sense. The math is not mathing, especially knowing what we know in terms of value with the 89 gold Virgil Van Dijk. Let me give you a comparison, just so you have a full lens. For 50,000 coins, you can get Virgil, who's still qualified for the weekend league, or almost based on scarcity because the upgrades are so small between these informs, you can pay nearly 1 million coins or upwards to 4 million. If you didn't pack the inform, if he's not untradeable, put that on the market. Take your gains and keep it moving. That makes no sense. At number 9, we have Wesley Snider, and I'm happy to have him introduced or reintroduced to the FIFA community, the FC ecosystem, but I've been baffled alongside his price and what you're actually getting. He's simply just not that good. For well over 1 million coins, you can get your hands on the likes of Wesley Snider. Fantastic dynamic image. I see the double 5-star, but all things considered, he's not moving the needle. This is not one of those prime time, premium, upper echelon, game-changing, game-breaking, impactful performers in the middies. He's just not that guy. And he's almost a little bit of an in-betweener. The defensive numbers and the sizing doesn't allow for him to be a box-to-box or some sort of specialist in a holding format, but I wouldn't consider him a classic number 10 either. So now you've paid top dollar. I don't see the return of investment. At number 8, we have the UCL Luis Diaz, and I have almost always been a little bit of a critic with this item because he's actually been more expensive than where he's currently priced. Doesn't have the play styles. For me, he ends up being an easy to replace winger at over 500,000 coins. Premier League, Liverpool, lot of pace. I see the numbers. Over 500,000 coins, and you get yourself 3 play styles, including no play style plus. And I'm not saying that's the say-all be-all. Every single player has to have these special items or traits or characteristics, but it makes a difference. Why should we ignore it? And if I'm paying for a luxury good, I want luxury quality. Number 7, Killian Mbappe. And hear me out, it's going to be similar to Virgil Van Dijk in some ways. This will not be a reoccurring theme. So last mentioned in the video when we're dealing with some of these small upgrades and informs, but go with the gold Killian Mbappe. You don't need the 92s where you have to pay double the price. Actually more than double the price. And I left off the SBC versions on purpose because I understand there is a cost associated this year in particular more than any other previous year, where being able to use players, because EA has given out so many untradeable packs. You can insert players and complete those SBCs over time, especially if we're talking Player of the Month editions, just because they were available for an extended period. But if you're going to the market, the upgrade isn't enough for the price increase. That's all that I'm saying. Bad value. That's what the video is about. Number 6, Darwin Nunes. And I'm not on record saying he won't give you some sort of result or ability to disrupt the game. But for an 89 overall, more than 2 million coins, at least what I'm currently getting, it's not enough. If you've been in this community for years, this doesn't line up. This doesn't make any sense. Well over 2 million coins. 6'2", high work rates. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's the perfectly positioned striker or the best dribbler. He's a little more straight-lined or straight-edged. Does have fantastic physical numbers. For sure, he's annoying to go up against. But with these prices, we are paying coin seller rates, but without the coin selling. If you want to date back 5, 6, 7 years, we had an influx across the entirety of the market. Therefore, the coins just didn't mean as much. Whereas right now, we have the opposite, where there's no way to earn coins unless you're opening packs that are also not untradeable packs. Number 5, winter wildcard Fernando Torres, who's been beefing up since his retirement. Most players getting a little wider, a little healthier. This man looks like he's going into bodybuild. However, this item hasn't moved me. Love the face mask, can't see me, John Cena, and the big upgrade here is the 5-star skill moves. I would still say Fernando Torres passing and his dribbling leaves more to be asked for. Even some of the physicality, I thought that he'd be a little more prone to shake a defender off or split the defense. And if I'm paying 650 to 700,000 coins, give or take, I need elite, because it's simply a matter of time where an 89 won't be enough. We're not that far away from that period present day. Number 4, Sergio Ramos, one of the best to do it. In fact, when it's all said and done, I think he should be in the conversation for greatest defender of all time. At least have that debate. I'm not a Real Madrid supporter. Don't come after me as a Madridista. But Ramos, impact, leadership, and ability, that should be applauded long term. But for an 88 overall, you're going to spend nearly 800,000 coins. This is not that impressive if you're looking at newspaper numbers. We've seen much better versions of Sergio Ramos throughout the years. This is 73 sprint speed. Even his dribbling, it's not crazy. He's not going to have that same side-to-side or responsiveness. I'm not knocking Ramos, even on the virtual pitch, but at 800,000 coins for a center back, I can get a pairing for the price of Ramos where they're both individually better than Ramos. At number 3, we've got the new iteration of Pedro, and I didn't want to go overboard with new iterations because the price potentially hasn't settled, but spending over 1 million coins for Pedro based on his accomplishments and accolades or lack thereof on the virtual pitch, out of pocket, which is technically fitting for this video. And I see the greens, but he's not scoring goals for you. He's not going to give you the physicality, doesn't have the body type. He's not amazing or tremendous defensively. I can't reconcile up top with spending more than 1 million coins for more or less a quick turner in the middies. Way too many options. At number 2, we've got the Brazilian Marquinhos, and I swear I don't have a vendetta against him, but we don't have the best rapport virtually. Over multiple iterations, there have been very few upgrades and promos and Marquinhos items that I felt have stood out, been at that next level. This hurts my heart. Please do not pay nearly 2 million coins for Marquinhos. This should never be his price point. Perfect example of talking about inflation. We're not PSG. We don't have to pay this upcharge. And I see the upgrades. I notice the difference. He's not the biggest center back. His physicality is always in question, at least for yours truly. I can understand and would hear a counter argument that Marquinhos' ability is good. But my biggest issue is that you're paying such a markup. This item should cost maybe 500,000 coins max. You're paying 4x. And at number 1, and maybe the most useless SBC of the year, we have Modric. And I'm so happy that he's been conquering the virtual pitch. Skill set translating. I'm a fan. I'm a supporter. He's a future icon of the game. Help me make sense of this version of Modric. If you're not familiar, the Modric for 900,000 coins, which was an SBC, has identical stats to the Champions League edition. That'll cost you 244,000 coins on the market. The only change is you receive 1 less playstyle plus, and somehow this was thought of as a deal. No one should have completed this SBC. And I love this item. Big fan on the virtual pitch, real life, but I had zero incentive to pay that upcharge. Anyone that's practical or logical is not doing this. Hold on. Let's do some math. I love some objectivity. You are paying 656,000 coins to have 1 additional playstyle. That just doesn't sit well with me. That's my list. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you are new to the channel, it is free to subscribe. And as per usual, I have a lot more content coming out ASAP.